Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive? Today, we're taking a look at Jean-Pierre Jeunet.
Oh, Jeunet.
Yep. This French filmmaker, he's kind of like a magician. Like, he takes the ordinary, everyday stuff
Yeah,
and turns it into something extraordinary.
absolutely.
So we've got a ton of articles and notes here, all about Jeunet's career and his films.
Oh, yeah.
His style is so unique. I'm fascinated by it. How does he blend, like, the dark and the humorous,
Right.
realism, fantasy, but it all feels, I don't know, kind of heartwarming.
It's true. His films have this really interesting duality to them.
Yeah.
Like, they can be sweet and melancholic all at the same time.
Yeah.
With this, dab of the absurd just sprinkled in.
It's like a perfectly balanced cocktail, a little bit sweet, a little bit,
Exactly.
where do we even begin? I mean, this guy, he was self-taught, right?
Yeah, he was.
That's incredible to me.
Yeah. From a young age, it was clear he had a passion for film.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't go the traditional route, no film school.
Wow.
Just dove right in, head first, experimenting, making these short films.
Interesting.
Even in those early works, you can see those little seeds of his signature style already starting to sprout.
Wow. So it was like he was honing his craft from the very beginning.
Exactly.
That's amazing. And then through those early projects, that's how he met Marc Caro. Right?
Yeah, that's right.
Seems like a pretty important partnership. Like, it shaped his early career.
Oh, absolutely. A pivotal partnership.
Yeah.
Jeunet and Caro, it was almost like they were speaking the same visual language.
Wow.
Understood each other's quirks.
Yeah.
And amplified them. I think that's what made their work together so unique.
Yeah. And they created, two films that really put him on the map, right?
They did.
Delicatessen and The City of Lost Children.
Yes. Those two both feel like they were plucked straight from Junet's imagination,
I know. They do. They're like fever dreams, but like incredibly detailed, meticulously crafted fever dreams.
Yes, exactly.
Delicatessen, for example.
Okay.
It's post-apocalyptic, right?
It is.
Food is scarce. And the premise, this butcher, he's providing.
Well, he's providing unconventional sustenance, let's say.
Unconventional.
Yes.
That's dark.
It is. But also quite funny.
It is.
A black comedy, really. A critique of consumerism, exploring how far people will go to survive.
Wow.
But it maintains this incredibly playful and visually inventive style. Quirky characters, bizarre contraptions, and this grimy yet strangely beautiful aesthetic.
It's making me want to rewatch it, honestly. They weren't afraid to push the boundaries, were they?
Not at all. They embraced the grotesque, the fantastical, but there's always this underlying sense of humanity.
Yeah.
Even tenderness towards their characters.
Yeah, even though they are quite strange.
Even though they're very strange. Exactly.
And then, The City of Lost Children, equally fantastical.
Oh, yeah.
Different way, though.
It's like, okay, imagine a nightmarish fairy tale,
Okay.
but one that's both beautiful and terrifying at the same time.
Ooh.
It's about this mad scientist who kidnaps children to steal their dreams.
What?
Because he can't dream himself. Visually, it's incredible. It has this eerie, atmospheric setting. It's industrial and dreamlike all at once.
Wow, so they're exploring innocence, like the loss of imagination, but through this really twisted, dark lens.
Precisely. And Caro's influence is really strong in this one.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. His background in illustration and animation,
Yeah.
it really shines through in the visuals.
I see.
Sadly, this was their last film together.
Oh, wow. What a shame. Their visions seemed like so in sync.
They did.
I wonder what happened there. But, I guess all good things
They do.
must come to an end.
It's true.
So Jeunet goes solo after this. What did he do next?
Well, he took a little detour. To Hollywood. He directed Alien, Resurrection.
Alien, Resurrection.
Yes.
Wow.
It's interesting. This project shows he could bring his unique vision to a big-budget studio film.
That is fascinating. I have to admit, Alien, Resurrection, not my favorite in the franchise.
Understandable.
But I can see his aesthetic in it.
Yeah.
Even if it's a bit toned down.
Definitely. It was a bold move. Not universally loved, I'll grant you that.
No.
But it proved his adaptability. He
Yeah.
could work within a pre-existing world,
Yeah.
still leave his own distinctive mark.
I like that.
But ultimately, he returned to France.
He did.
And that's where he created what many consider to be his masterpiece.
Ah, yes. Amélie.
Amélie.
Charmed the socks off the entire world.
It did.
Seems to be everyone's favorite.
It's understandable for good reason.
And for good reason. Yeah. Why is that?
Well, Amélie is pure Jeunet. But it's refined, distilled into this heartwarming and whimsical story. It's about a quirky Parisian waitress, and she decides to secretly improve the lives of those around her.
Okay, it's more than just a feel-good movie, though, right?
Oh, it
I feel
is.
like there's a lot of depth to it.
Definitely. Loneliness, connection, finding beauty in the everyday. It's poignant, thought-provoking, and just visually stunning.
It is. It is all of those things.
At the same time. And that's what makes Jeunet so masterful. He doesn't shy away from those complex emotions.
Yeah.
He weaves them into his stories.
Even the whimsical ones?
Even the light, whimsical ones.
And the soundtrack.
Oh, the music.
Jan Tiersen.
Jan Tiersen, yes.
Unforgettable.
Magical.
It's so magical. And those fast-paced montages.
Yes.
Showing Amélie's thoughts.
Her inner world.
It's so playful and effective.
So clever. It really pulls you into her perspective.
Yeah, it does.
Visual storytelling at its finest. It's not just about beautiful images.
Yep.
It's about using those images to convey emotion, character, even abstract ideas.
So there's this thread of visual inventiveness, right?
Definitely.
The quirky characters, starting way back in his early work.
Yeah.
But there's also this evolution.
Mhm.
Amélie feels like he hit his stride, perfected this blend of whimsy and heart, but also that touch of melancholy.
I think you're right. It's like the culmination of everything he'd been exploring in his earlier films. But it's also a departure. It's more accessible, more universal.
Yeah, it is. And that's what makes studying his career so fascinating.
Absolutely.
There's this push and pull between his signature style and his willingness to experiment.
Exactly.
So where did he go next?
Well, after Amélie's success, global success, he could have just kept making those whimsical, feel-good films.
Right.
But he didn't. He revisited a theme that's always fascinated him. War.
War.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what did that look like through the lens of Jean-Pierre Jeunet?
Well, he made a very long engagement.
A very long engagement.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a war story, a love story, and a mystery, all kind of rolled into one.
Wow, that's quite a mix. War stories, they aren't really known for being whimsical. How did Jeunet approach that?
Well, he didn't shy away from the brutality of war, the film is set during World War I.
Right.
It doesn't sugarcoat the trenches. But at its heart, it's a story about hope, resilience, and the power of love.
So he still managed to bring those elements in, even to a story of war.
He did. He really did. And visually, it's just stunning the way he uses color, composition. It's powerful, the contrast between the French countryside and the trenches.
It sounds like he's drawn to these stories about, well, ordinary people
Yeah.
facing extraordinary circumstances, post-apocalyptic world, a city of lost children, World War I battlefields.
Mm-hmm. His characters always find a glimmer of hope, though.
They do, amidst the chaos. It's interesting.
I think that's one of the reasons his films resonate so much.
Yeah.
They remind us that even in the darkest of times, there's still beauty to be found, connections to be made.
And he's not afraid to use humor to explore those dark places either, like in Delicatessen.
Oh,
Bleak setting.
right.
But all these quirky characters, these absurd situations.
Like he's saying, yeah, the world can be terrible, but let's laugh at the absurdity of it all.
It's a very French sensibility, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. A long tradition in French cinema, finding the humor in the face of adversity.
It is. And after a very long engagement, Jeunet returns to that darkly comedic territory with Micmacs.
Micmacs, a real treat for fans of his earlier work.
Really?
Oh, yeah. All the hallmark, the quirky characters, intricate plots, visual feast.
Okay, so what's it about?
Well, it follows this group of misfits, inventors, tinkerers, just all-around oddballs, and they team up to take down this corrupt arms dealer.
Sounds like classic Jeunet, taking on serious themes, but with that mischievous grin.
Exactly. Satire on the arms industry, but also a celebration of, ingenuity, the power of collective action. And visually, it's a playground of inventiveness, contraptions, hidden rooms, this comedic energy.
It's interesting. He keeps coming back to this idea of underdogs, triumphing over these powerful forces. You see it in Delicatessen.
Mm-hmm.
You see it in Micmacs.
He has an affinity for the marginalized,
Yeah.
the forgotten, the overlooked. He gives them a voice, a platform.
He does, and he does it in such a visually captivating way. We talked about the practical effects, right? Why do you think that is?
I think it's that love of craftsmanship, the hands-on approach. He likes building worlds, creating characters, bringing them to life in this tangible way. And practical effects, even if they're more challenging, they have this charm, a texture that CGI just can't replicate.
He's creating these universes.
He is.
These self-contained worlds. Fantastical, but strangely believable.
Inviting us to step inside, suspend our disbelief, embrace the absurdity.
Exactly. So, reflecting on Junet's career,
Mm-hmm.
he takes risks, experiments, different genres, different themes. But there's this through line, isn't there?
There is.
His visual style, the quirky characters, the humor and beauty in unexpected places.
I think that's a great way to sum it up. A true original, a visionary.
He is. And for our listener, who may be just starting their Jeunet journey, where should they begin?
Ooh, that's a tough one. They're all so unique. But if you want a film that really embodies his style,
Yeah.
Amélie, a
Amélie?
great starting point. Visually stunning, heartwarming, life-affirming.
What if you're looking for something a little darker, a little more offbeat?
Then maybe Delicatessen. Or The City of Lost Children. Those will take you for a ride.
They will.
They will.
And for those who want to see his range, like his ability to handle different genres,
A very long engagement.
Yeah.
Knickknacks.
Yeah.
Excellent choices.
you really can't go wrong.
No.
Each film is a window into his
It
imagination,
is.
his ability to create worlds, both familiar and fantastical.
That's the magic of Jeunet. He reminds us the ordinary can be extraordinary, that laughter can be found in dark places,
Mm-hmm.
and that even in a chaotic world, there's still room for beauty, connection, a little bit of magic.
Beautifully said. As we wrap up, I want to leave our listener with a question to ponder.
Okay, let's hear it.
We've talked about his style, his characters, blending darkness and whimsy.
Yeah.
But what makes his films so enduring?
Mm-hmm.
Why do they resonate with us years later?
That's a great question. Something to think about as you watch his films. Maybe it's his ability to tap into those universal emotions, love, loss, hope, despair, and express them in such a unique and captivating way. Or maybe it's his belief in storytelling, transporting us to other worlds, making us feel like anything is possible.
Maybe it's a combination of all of those things.
Could be.
But one thing's for sure, his films are more than just entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
They're invitations to embrace the extraordinary,
Yes.
to find beauty in the unexpected, to never lose sight of the power of imagination. And that's what great art does, right? Makes you think, makes you feel, see the world differently.
I think so, yeah. Jeunet's films, they're a testament to creativity, to the fact that unconventional stories, they can connect with everyone.
So to our listener, if you're ready for a Jean-Pierre Jeunet deep dive, seek out his films.
You won't regret it.
You really won't. Start with Amélie if you want that pure cinematic joy.
Yeah, Amélie. Then maybe venture into Delicatessen, The City of Lost Children.
Oh yeah, those are great. To see that full collaboration with Marc Caro.
Yeah.
And don't forget A Very Long Engagement, Max.
Oh, yeah.
Show off his range, tackling those different themes, but with his unique style. Humor, heart, that visual flair.
Each one, it's a journey into a world where the ordinary becomes extraordinary.
It is.
Where even the darkest corners, there's this spark of hope and imagination.
That's a good way to put it. Well, we hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of Jean-Pierre Jeunet.
Yeah.
We just scratched the surface, but hopefully you got a sense of his work, what makes it so unique.
Keep exploring, keep questioning, keep those imaginations firing.
And until next time, happy viewing.
And until next time, happy viewing.